call the Wednesday, November 12th meeting of the town board to order. I ask you all to rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. Hal, will you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we got no public hearings tonight. We do have two minutes to approve in the last town board meeting and also our joint water meeting October 28th. Make a motion.
Excellent.
Moved by Mike, second by Nate. Any abstentions? All in favor?
Aye.
I do need to declare Supervisor Eagles be necessarily absent as well. Minutes are approved. Next on the agenda is privilege of the floor or public concerns. Anybody here in the audience or online, privilege of the floor or public concerns? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to reports of standing committees. Public Works.
Yeah, Public Works, we met this morning and got our updates from Water and Sewer and Highway and Parks. I'll start with Water and Sewer. They're back to hauling sludge 2 days, 2 loads per week. The annual maintenance generator has been completed by Calisino. The intake fan installation is complete, but there's a control issue that they're still working on to fix that. They still feeding caustic chemicals into the final clarifier to take care of the pH problems. The UV flow meter has stopped working and they have a shorted keypad and they're working on that repair. Ongoing maintenance, pump stations going on, various pump stations they've been working on. PS6, they had a priming issue. They did diagnose and find the problem there. They got to repair that yet. New York State was there to repair the south gate. And then after that, they had a little bang up with a truck or something and damaged another section of it and they're getting that repaired. Pump station or pump number 2 motor at PS1, the racetrack, has been replaced in-house. They're replacing batteries for the auto start motors at PS3 Hook Road. Skimmer assemblies for the east final clarifier have been fabricated and installed and are now back in service. That's good. They're flushing the trickling filter. The new Brickyard Road storage tank has been filled. They got some other testing they got to do before they get it into service. They did get the keys for that building, I heard. They coordinated with Canandaigua to carry out some flushing for the system due to that major water main break they had in Canandaigua. They've been doing some vehicle maintenance and cleaning. They had another water main break on Beanpole Circle and Meadowbrook Lane. Let's see, they've been out flushing portions of the water district. Obviously, that was due to the water main break between Canandaigua. And they're searching for the additional leakage at Beanpole and Meadowbrook. Let's see here, I already said that they replaced or turned in the keys for the new tank. Replaced a leaking hydrant on Beanpole Circle. They got 2 resolutions. We can talk about them if we need to at the time they come up. Highway is ongoing maintenance. Remove gutters and catch basins. Formed and poured gutters and catch basins. That was in Belmont and Farmbrook. Patch driveways and asphalt where gutters were replaced. Remove the fuel tank, transfer tank from truck 26 and installed it in truck 22. They're out sweeping roads, installing 4-inch pipe for 4-foot posts and stop signs at Clover Meadow and Meadowbrook. It's four-way stop. Clean up trees from the windstorm, they've been doing a lot of that. Picking up at least, one deer carcass a day. Been out putting up plow markers and stakes, salting roads has started. Parks have been mowing parks and trails, mulching leaves, winterizing bathrooms, finishing playgrounds, putting up plow markers and stakes. They also been out, generators have been being serviced right now. That's all I have for highway and parks. That's it.
Okay. Thanks, Ron. Town operations?
On operations met earlier this evening, we have two resolutions, we'll discuss later. The town board last received the latest amendment to the overall concept plan for the Farmington Meadows Incentive Zoning project, usually properties. The revised concept plan has been out in the foyer, it's going to stay there for a while so that town people can look at it. Tonight, we intend to initiate the formal zone process by classifying it, the action under seeker, and referring it to the Ontario County Planning Board and scheduling a public hearing on its rezoning application. We have not gotten anything new on the fish property large scale solar farms. Some of the neighbors have been calling and asking about it, but there's nothing really to report there. The Ag Advisory Committee met on Thursday, October 23rd. This time we don't have any future meetings scheduled just yet. But Hal Adams is here and I'll let Hal discuss what we want to report on anything later. Okay. All right, then, the final thing is, the Ontario County Planning Department, we have that, time frame for the enrollment and, I'm gonna let Ron talk about this. This has to do with, the landowners looking for the Ontario County Consolidated Agricultural District #1 filing. And that's, I think, another 3 or 4 weeks on that we have. Ron will go over the rest of them. Much, that's all I have.
Thanks, Mike. Reports to town officials. I have nothing to report from Supervisor Inglesby. So I'll pass it to Tim in Highway and Parks.
Okay, so the 4-foot posts we installed in the ground at Clover Meadow were for the stop signs. We did put the 2 stop signs up today at Clover Meadow and Meadowbrook, now making that intersection an always stop. We also did put some brackets with some flags to give them attention that there's new signs up there. Our Nightman schedule is out. The Nightman will start next Sunday at 10 p.m., runs to 6:30 p.m. Or 6:30 a.m., I'm sorry. That goes from Sunday night to Friday morning. So he starts next Sunday. We'll have the Nightman on. I got an email today from Green Renewable that they are gonna be moving the grinder up there tomorrow, start grinding the brush pile. That done.
Could have the enhanced sheriff patrol can keep an eye on that before we stop if we have some complaints about it.
I guess after they put it up, they had some people just went through it, but I sat there for a little while on Beanpole today and just looked and they were mostly stopping. They were slowing down anyhow, but.
Hey, we stopped.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did stop. Yes, I did.
That's
agree,
right.
Yeah. Well, that was Dave. I don't know if you would have stopped, Ron.
Go ahead, Tim.
I'm good. That's all I have.
Town clerk, Michelle. Aaron, water and sewer.
Say nothing, but that's not true. Ron mentioned our brickyard tank. We did receive the last set of sample results. We were looking today, they were favorable. We're working with MRB and Department of Health to get the approval to place the tank online. Anticipate that happening before the end of the month. Obviously, we're all aware of the boil water notice issue that was issued. All I'll say about this would be to please stay tuned to the next edition of the town newsletter. I'm going to use most of my newsletter submission to debunk some rumors and give some folks some more information about about the boil water notice, how to get better informed, et cetera. The guys have been busy today. We had a water main break on Gateway Drive. We also had a water service that was struck just shortly thereafter on Hanover by a contractor installing fiber. We've actually had a rash of these lately with fiber installation and striking water services. We are working with the Farmington Fire Department on building a database for hydrant flow testing with the hopes of improving the fire department's rating, which will then to the residents result in a potential lessening of insurance rates. And I believe that's all I've got.
Okay. Building and zoning, oh,
Building department stats, there were for October 66 permits issued, 191 inspections, 35 fire inspections, 2 complaints received and investigated. Fire calls we assisted EMS at 502 Brookwood Drive for unsafe living conditions on October 30th. And that's about it.
planning board. Adrian.
Yeah, at our next meeting next week, we have a determination whether to accept an application complete for public review regarding subdivision for some homes being built on 96. And that's it right now.
Easy enough. Director of Planning and Development, Ron.
Okay, let me just expand a little bit about the notice open enrollment for the county consolidated ag district number 1. Each year of the 8-year life of an agricultural district, property owners have the right to add lands to the district. It's only during the 8th year review that lands can be removed from the district. It is strictly a voluntary process on the part of the landowners to propose to the county board of supervisors adding their lands to the district. It is nothing that the town board receives. The form notification has been posted on the town website. It's been posted on the bulletin board. Al has received notifications, and the board members of the Ag Advisory Committee have been talking with the neighbors about this opportunity to add their lands to the district. I can answer any questions that anybody has on that.
Ron, if they're already in the district, they don't have to take any action.
If they're already a member of the district, they do not have to take any action. That's correct.
They don't have to reapply.
That's right. Thank you for that clarification. The town ops report has been posted today and distributed. The bridge project over there on Wood Drive has received comments from state and county agencies. Modifications are being made based on those comments to the design plans. They will be presented to the county and state and town in December. And they are still on schedule for going out to bid here in February and awarding a contract in March for the reconstruction of that project. In the meantime, we're still waiting on the paperwork for the phase 2 portion of the townhouse project there on Pintail Drive. And as soon as we get that, it'll be on the town board agenda to accept dedication of those items and move forward with being able to use that as the dedicated town highway detour for the Woodbridge Drive. I can say this. We have 2 projects that are coming. One is called Farmington Meadows. That's the incentive zoning project that's on your agenda tonight. The other one is Fairdale Meadows. And I only bring this to your attention so that we don't get our meadows mixed up. And hopefully we can deal with those issues as Adrian pointed out, Fairdale Meadows is the 41 lot subdivision over there on Route 96 opposite the racetrack. That's it.
Town engineer, Bill.
Yes, a couple other updates, already updated on Brickyard Road Tank. Just I think Cranberry Drive, Tim, I don't know if you mentioned they're moving along on that and hope to get binder down this week. We're continuing on the fire station design. There was a meeting earlier this week with the fire station group, so to go over some of the finishes and details of that design. And then as part of the comp plan update, one goal was the update of the water and sewer district mapping. And drafts have been provided to the town for review from MRB Group so far, so. We'll be setting up a workshop to go over that. The updated district mapping will likely require a district extension in a couple minor areas. So I have more detail after we meet with the town on that.
Good.
That's it. Yep.
We have no assessor here, no historian, no recreation. Ag advisory, Hal, do you have anything?
Well, yeah, one thought did come to mind, just to expand on the ag district open enrollment. It's probably worth stating that including land in the ag district does a couple things. It provides some protections against complaints against normal ag production practices and so on, and against some eminent domain issues. But the biggest thing it does is it enables the landowner to avail themselves of a fairly significant real estate tax abatement for land that is actively being used in production agriculture. What I would like to point out is as the market value of farmland has risen, it's clearly on an upward trend. And the town is revaluing pretty frequently and starting to reflect the rising market value of farmland as farmland. The abatement of getting the ag assessment becomes greater and greater. And so it's actually a stronger incentive to preserve farmland as time goes forward than it has been in the past. There's more bang for the buck in being in that program. So it's important and we should be publicizing it. The majority of the farmland in this town is in the ag district, but not all, for various reasons. It's an important tool for ag land preservation.
I don't think you qualify if you have a half acre and a garden in the back.
No, there are some rules around it, 7 acre minimum, there's income parameters. Yeah, you're right, Nate. There are rules to it, but it does help preserve what I would call viable farmland. Half acre plots, those are gardens, but and not to take away from that, but production agriculture needs big plots of land, and that's what this program caters to.
On that period ends November 30th.
Right.
Do we do this again next year, or is it just this time around?
Every year during the 8-year period, you are able to add lands to the district. So if you don't make the deadlines this year, you can do it in 2026.
Thanks, Al. Nothing from finance. So communications are on file. Reports and minutes are on file. We'll go to the resolutions. Resolution number 1 is authorizing the water and sewer superintendent to purchase pump and controls package for wastewater treatment plant pump station 1 rehabilitation from W2 Operator Training Group LLC. Cost not to exceed $18,440.37 plus any additional shipping and freight costs. So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ron, second by Nate. Any discussion on We did actually have 4 quotes, and this one we're awarding it to tonight was significantly less than the other 3. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 2 is authorizing the acceptance of the monthly report of the supervisor for October 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mike, second by Ron. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 3 is authorizing the town board to close out the Retentia Route 332 and Cowlat Road Waterline Capital Project funds.
Second.
Moved by Nate, second by Mike. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 4 is authorizing the town board to close out the town hall capital project fund. Second.
Yeah.
Moved by Ron, second by Mike. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 5 is authorizing the town of Farmington Town Board to refund the planning and zoning application fees for a pole barn located at 5540 Holtz Road.
Move.
Second.
And Nate, second by Mike. Any discussion on this?
Probably should wait for the supervisor. Change some of the things we've done in the past, we gotta get it right, so I would. Well, take it up with them.
That's how you.
Is that what you want, or you don't wanna do?
I just thought we hadn't discussed it all, so we'd laying it over to the next
I
meeting.
wanted to discuss it with Pete, yeah. It's not here, so.
What is the issue?
This has to do with returning fees for, application fees for things that were done already. And I don't know, do we do that generally? You know, sure. Is that something we always do? I mean, the process was already done with notifications and all of that. I mean, if you guys want to move forward with it, that's fine. It's up to you.
I mean, you're the one that asked for it to be paid.
Yeah, I do, because I want to talk this over with Pete, make sure we get it right.
Yeah, I mean, if one wants a table, then it's table. Resolution 6. Resolution accepting receipt of the preliminary draft of local law number 10, 2025. Local law authorizing the town clerk in accordance with the provisions contained in chapter 165, article 3. Establishment and designation of districts, section 165-12C. Zoning map in chapter 165, article 4, section 34.1, IZ incentive zoning district. To amend the town's official zoning map for the rezoning of land, tax map accounts 41.07-1, -28.210 and 41.00-1, -28.3 for the project known as Farmington Meadows Incentive Zoning Projects, State 332 and County Road 41, determining that the documents submitted by the applicant along with a preliminary draft of a proposed local law number 10 of 2025 are complete application, classifying the proposed action as a type 1 action under the State Environmental Quality Review seeker regulations, directing town staff to submit a referral of its complete application to the Ontario County Planning Board for its review and recommendation at their December 10th, 2025 meeting, and scheduling a public hearing upon said action for Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Nate, second by Ron. I believe the applicant is in
Yes, sir.
the audience tonight. Do you have anything you'd like to say under the discussion portion of this?
There's really nothing to add to the application, but we're just looking forward to moving this along. We appreciate you taking this action tonight.
Any discussion from the board? Staff? Anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Nay. Resolution 7 is authorizing the water and sewer superintendent to hire seaward equipment for assistance with resolving pump priming issues at PS6 Plaster Mill at a cost not to exceed $6,266 plus any additional shipping and freight costs.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mike, second by Nate. Any discussion? We did talk about it at Public Works. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 8 is accepting receipt of the final draft of a report from the Town of Farmington Environmental Conservation Board entitled Open Space Index Update 2025, dated October 2025, providing for a public review period upon said report, classifying the proposed action as a Type 2 action under the state's Environmental Quality Review (SEQR) regulations, and scheduling a public hearing upon the town board's adoption of said action for Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ron, second by Mike. Our chairman of the Conservation Board is here with us tonight, Brian White. Anything you wanna kind of address with this or bring up under discussion?
Not much for it, just so it's required, that towns have the open space index. It's supposed to be updated every 10 years or so. Board's been working on it for a couple of years with membership in and out, different people with different tasks. And so it's kind of been a long road getting to this point over the last couple of years, but we're finally here. It's been a lot of volunteer efforts, some other members of other boards have helped out. And so we're just looking forward to getting this wrapped up and through the board for approval.
We do have a copy here tonight, and yeah, I appreciate all your guys' work on it. Ron's waving.
Yep, I'd like just to add to what Brian White, the chairperson, said. The Conservation Board has spent a lot of time doing research and update to the various components of the Open Space Index. And it's all been volunteer. This board has done a tremendous job of putting together the state of the current open space in the town of Farmington. And for that, I thank them for their diligence. I thank them for their longevity. And I thank them for a product that I have reviewed and find very acceptable, and hopefully the public will also as well. We will be putting this document on the town website. It will be available in the town clerk's office for review during the next period of public review, which starts tomorrow morning. I hope that everybody takes the time to understand what this document means and to appreciate the efforts that the residents of the town of Farmington have made to this project. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Any other comments from staff? Any other discussion from the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Last resolution is abstract 21 for 2025. Pay the bill. General fund, $38,939.03. Highway, $35,892.95. Wood Drive Capital Project, $24,346.46. Storm drainage, $21,750.07. Sewer district, $48,740.89. Water district, $41,654.22. Aid flow deductions, $28.28. For a total abstract of $211,351.90.
So moved.
Second.
By Nate, second by Mike. Any discussion or any abstentions on the vouchers? All in favor?
Aye.
That's it for resolutions. We do have some training under $100. I have nothing for discussion. I have nothing for executive session. Before we have a motion to adjourn, is there any other business, either online or in this room, to come before the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
By Nate, second by Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.